I'm Adam Isgreen. I'm a creative director for Studios Publishing. I oversee the creative elements of a lot of our titles, including Killer Instinct. Shadow Lords is a fighting game meets a roguelike. We wanted to create a solo player mode in which you had infinite replayability. It was really important to us in looking at all the other fighting games that existed that we find a mode that solo players would have the opportunity and fun in playing again and again, and that could be fresh and new every time you played it.
Hi, I'm James Goddard. I'm the design director for Microsoft on Killer Instinct. So since Shadow Lords launched, we are very fortunate to have telemetry that daily we can see what's going on, and we were able to catch key things that help players have fun. Right off the bat, we noticed that nobody was beating Gargos on challenging. Apparently, he had a little bit of a serious buff going on, and he was crushing way too many people. Not to mention we were watching streams and seeing it, and so we were able to immediately the next day do some adjustments to make players have a little bit more fair, fun time. And at the same time, also buff things that were exploits and too weak.
A lot of that has resulted in some of the packs that you've seen us do on sale on weekends for deals and for people that are after those killer pets, Guardians. That you can go and get those in an easier way than you could by grinding the game.
So for 3.5, there's a lot of features that people have been asking for that we had planned and some that we've added. We made a big deal about who can beat Gargos fully buffed, but there was no score for that. So for the scoring system, we're actually adding the fully buffed Gargos bonus. And it is pretty big. It's more significant than beating all the omens. So if you're able to go in and crush them, this is all expert stuff, but if you're able to go and crush Gargos with all of his buffs, you're gonna be pretty happy with the score bonus you get for that. Other things we've done is we've added in new items and artifacts. So there's over 20 of them that we've added. One of them is a life ember. This is really key for especially new players to have. What life ember does is if you die, if one of your team members dies, they're resurrected back to life with low health.
I think to now, people have just seen kind of the bare essentials of what we needed to provide when we launched Shadow Lords. But what they're going to see now, and especially coming in 3.5, is how we can actually use the quest system to create some really cool multi-tiered quests that players can go through in order to unlock new artifacts and even new characters in the game. As you know, we added Idol as our final character for this season, but what we didn't do is we haven't added him to the story yet. And so we're treating 3.5 what we call the Idol expansion, which not only adds Idol to Shadow Lords, but also adds a unique quest line that you have to go through at the bidding of Khan Ra in order to actually reanimate and summon Idol back into the game. So as you start to play the game, Khan Ra will come to you with a quest line automatically that'll kick in, and you'll start down that path to helping him and resurrecting Idol.
That's just one of many new quest lines that we're going to add as we continue with Shadow Lords. In fact, Shadows and Shadow Lords has a unique quest line itself. It's called Shadowborn. Keep an eye out for it. People asked us, well, Shadow Lords, where are the shadows? Well, we were busy cooking them still. So in 3.5, there's a brand new quest chain that kicks it off. You'll see a little icon with an S that's Shadow Mission. And once you start doing that quest chain, you will discover how shadows are invading Shadow Lords and eventually unlock them so that shadows are everywhere. And what's great about Shadows and Shadow Lords is that your shadow that you've made will be the guest star in somebody else's Shadow Lord experience. It'll be fully buffed, have all the mimic mods. It may have armor, it may have poison, it may have vampirism, and your shadow will be playing just like you play, and maybe even send them to the war room dead. There's two ways you'll know when you're fighting a shadow. One, it'll be purple. It's like the green mimic effects, only the purple version of it, and they look really sick. And the second way is you'll actually see their gamer tag of the person that you're fighting. And it's an actual recording of that person and how they fight and the strategies that they use for that character. And when you defeat shadows, you get shadow points and some other rewards that are very useful that all go towards grinding to unlock shadow skins. So if you get enough shadow points, you can unlock a shadow skin and then go fight in ranked or single player or even Shadow Lords as a purple shadow yourself.
The Guardian that we're adding in 3.5 is the Watcher.
Well, the Watcher is a real cool kind of Lovecraftian creature. It's got an eyeball.
He allows you to cancel your blocks into actions. So what that means is if a player is attacking you and you are in block stun, you can immediately cancel your block stun and counterattack.
If you can imagine somebody like General Rom going in who's in the middle of a block stun, I'll just break that block stun and grab you. It's nasty stuff.
The curious players will find that one of the next guardians is the tiger. We're going to leave that one for now as to what exactly the tiger does, but it is yet another guardian that's going to up and change the gameplay and the overall feel of the game entirely.
Another feature in 3.5 that I'm really excited about that the team's come up with is they've gone in and they've given some passives, much like Gargos has his own passive buffs and Omen have some things. Certain characters will get new passive. Tusk, for example, is one of them. I won't go into the exact detail, but let's just say Tusk is an immortal for a reason.
Our ultimate goal with creating Shadow Lords and not just doing a story mode like we could have done was to just add something that people could always come back to and experience fresh and new. And every single one of these updates is just going to add to the possibilities and the ways you can play the game. And I think that that's something that we're looking forward to seeing, is how players take all of the new components we've given them and play the game and perform in the game in very different ways than we've seen people do so far.
So we have a lot of crazy stuff coming in 3.5. Definitely send us your feedback, send us your videos, let us know what you think. We're always watching, we tune on the fly. Hit us up, see what you can do. Can you beat Gargos on Godlike Fully Buffed? I dare you to try.